Hey, history buffs and animal lovers. Ever heard a tale so wild, so utterly bizarre you have to pinch yourself to believe it's true? Well, get ready, because today we're diving deep, literally, into one of the most charming and unbelievable stories from World War II. The year is 1941. World War II rages, and in the frozen, treacherous waters of the Arctic Circle, the British submarine HMS Trident is on a vital mission, fighting German forces. Life on a submarine is already tough, cramped, claustrophobic, and incredibly dangerous. But for the 56 men of the Trident, things were about to get antlered. The Soviets, grateful for British assistance, wanted to offer a gift. Now, you might expect some vodka, perhaps a medal, but Soviet Admiral Arseny Golovko had something a little more festive in mind. The captain apparently had mentioned his wife struggling with a pram in the English snow, and the Admiral's solution? What you need is a reindeer. And so, HMS Trident, a cutting-edge war machine, acquired its most unusual passenger, a fully grown reindeer, affectionately nicknamed Pollyanna. Imagine a massive creature with antlers and hooves joining 56 men in a steel tube designed for warfare. Apparently, refusing such a heartfelt, if eccentric, gift just wasn't an option. Getting Pollyanna aboard was an operation in itself. She was carefully lowered through a torpedo tube. Yes, a torpedo tube. The plan was for her to sleep among the torpedoes and food stores, but Pollyanna, it seems, had more refined tastes. She quickly staked her claim under the captain's bed. Talk about an executive suite. Life with a reindeer on a submarine predictably had its challenges. The initial barrel of moss quickly vanished. Pollyanna soon developed a taste for galley scraps, and her absolute favorite, wartime condensed milk. She couldn't get enough of it. According to Bill Sainsbury from the Royal Navy Submarine Museum, whenever the sub surfaced for air, Pollyanna would barge her way through the narrow corridors to be the first one to get a breath of fresh air. She was quite the character, even nibbling on a navigation chart. Despite these minor navigational adjustments, the crew and Pollyanna made it back to the UK. Arriving at Blyth in Northumberland, a new problem arose. Thanks to her condensed milk diet, Pollyanna had put on quite a bit of weight. She no longer fit through the torpedo tube. It took a dockside winch and, hilariously, a crewman with a broom to gently, or not so gently, coax her out of the submarine and onto dry land. Pollyanna was given a hero's welcome at Regent's Park Zoo, now London Zoo, where she lived out the rest of the war. But even in the peaceful surroundings of the zoo, the submarine life stayed with her. Whenever she heard a loudspeaker or a siren, she'd instinctively duck down as if still bracing for depth charges. Pollyanna passed away 5 years later in 1947. And in a remarkable twist of fate, her old ship, HMS Trident, was decommissioned and scrapped in the very same week. A true bond right to the end. Today, you can visit the Royal Navy Submarine Museum in Gosport, which has HMS Alliance, a similar World War II-era sub, on display. They even commemorate Pollyanna's story during festive events, leaving a barrel of moss in the torpedo store, in tribute to one of the Royal Navy's most unexpected and endearing passengers. So, the next time you think you've heard every war story, remember Pollyanna. The reindeer sailed the seas in a submarine. a symbol of wartime camaraderie and proof that even in the darkest times, there's always room for a little bit of magic and a lot of condensed milk.